Hey, welcome back to PETEPLAYS. Hey, we are playing Deathstate a little bit more. How about that? I want to hang out with my good friend, Oculus Tentacleeze. Sorry, his name's just I. Let me tell you, Oculus Tentacleeze is a pretty good name. Now, I don't. His thing is he's only got the one hit point. He's really squishy. Hi, buddy. Got a big boy tail. But he uses lasers, which I do enjoy. And you know, there's always chances to up your. What did I get hit by already? Gee. There's always chances to up your health. Okay, just gotta be a little bit more careful than I usually am. There we go. Back to 100%. Oh, he's somewhere. Oh, there he is. Ooh, I got another eye for myself. My damage is up. That's nice. Doesn't really help my health, but... Oh, that was close. Okay, I really want to hang out on this level as much as I can. To try to get stuff, just because there's so many life pieces just sitting around. I want to take these guys out and get as much cash as I can. Maybe try to find our good friend, the weird statue thing. Ooh, book time! A wave of flame, a wave of flamies, a wave of babies. That's a old Strong Bad reference. A wave of babies. Okay. This is another tune I really dig. Man, I had an eventful morning because something that I have been planning for like almost 6 months has finally come to fruition, in part. I mean, like a step. Oh dear, a step of things that I've been planning. Right. So, at producer of the show Meg's house, we've got a backyard. We've got just a really beautiful space that we have a lot of plans for. Stuff we want to do for the kids, like just fun, good stuff. And one of the things is we've got a play set that we're gonna put up. But we want to put it on turf instead of... It's in this spot where there used to be an above-ground pool. That the damage and move speed down. Well, not really getting a good draw on my organs here. The previous owners of the house... had an above-ground pool there, but it was gone when they moved in. So there's just this big sandy portion that's about 15 feet by 30 feet. So on that space is where we're gonna put the play set. And I thought, instead of a sort of like sand pit, it would be really difficult to force spirals of bullets. It would be really difficult to get all the sand out and then put enough dirt in there to actually like grow something approximating like a ground, not necessarily grass, because we're trying to like have you know, the yard has grass, right? But but there are also a lot of really big muddy patches, and I don't want to just add grass because grass is like, I don't know, it's not really that great. It's the crop in the United States that is the most water intensive crop, and it feeds 0 people. So I don't hate it. I don't think it's bad or evil or whatever. I think it's... Whoa! What is this? I think it serves a purpose. There we go. I guess we'll open this. What's gonna happen? Oh, dear. No! Ah! There was too many. I thought if I could just take one and then get the health. Man, I just like him so much, but he's so weak. I'm gonna be Power Boy. He's very slow. Beep beep boo dee boo dee boo. Well, I thought, you know, hey, like, if we can get some other things on the ground that are a little more biodiverse, that also, you know, accomplish the same goal, which is keep things from being muddy, right? Like, a really important part, I think I learned this from Bill Nye, a really important part of, like, vegetation is that it keeps water from moving too fast or from sitting too long. So you don't get stagnant water in mud because the plants are using the water and they're doing the whole and also when the water like runs off, it doesn't just right, because that's how you get floods. When you strip a whole just chunk of land of all vegetation, it increases flooding, and that's bad, right? What's this about? Luck 1, fire damage plus 20. No, pick it up. All right. So it's good to have vegetation. It's good to have ground cover. It's good for the animals. It's good for the kids. It's nice to walk on, right? So we're trying to go with something that's not just turf grass. So a lot of people are using clover, or what's called micro clover, which is basically clover without some of the inconveniences, but it's very soft. It's not as water intensive. It can grow in the shade. It's just not as high maintenance because turf grass is really high maintenance. I know it kind of, I want to be aware, like, it kind of sounds like I'm talking out of my patootie. And I am by no means any kind of expert on like lawn stuff, but I just pay attention and I read and, I try to make informed decisions about the places that I'm living and, the environments that I, like find myself, so fire at 6 extra foes. Whoa. Okay. That's a book that is a passive ability. Boy, did we clear this out already? Oh, dear. Let's try it. Why not? See, if you get too far from him, he moves. Ah! Dang. Oh, rats! Oh, no! Oh, I got him! Okay. Yikes. That was... Oh, my max HP is up, but my luck is down. There we go. Got some health. That's what I was looking for as I was wandering around trying to get away from him. So, I'm trying to make good choices. And like, I honestly never thought I would own a home. I don't really own a home. It's producer of the show, Megs, but like, you know, we're in on it together. And I'm getting to do a lot of really cool things I just didn't really think were possible. And it's a... Excuse me? What was that? I guarantee you I had the exact same reaction the first time I saw that playing this game. Doggone it, that thing. Damage up. That's nice. You feel a magical rush. So yeah, I'm just really enjoying getting to... Doggone it. Getting to do stuff I never really thought I would, and I'm enjoying that a lot. And one of the things is like, oh, hey, we're going to put a playset in. We're going to get like a special place. Also, I just really like taking care of the lawn. Like, I'm my dad's son, you know? I just... It feels good to take care of stuff. And to be outdoors. And I like hiking. I like, you know, doing stuff like that. But really, I feel most at home just in my yard. Exploding concentric rings of flame. Yo. That's wild. I just like it, you know? That just feels nice. So, thank you. You won't ever be forgiven. Pretty excited about that. So the turf, there's a giant roll of turf. It weighs about 1,200 pounds. It's in our driveway. Although our driveway isn't like a traditional, like, suburb driveway. We live on a street, and the... Ooh, this is bad! Doggone! This is bad. I don't... Oh, I gotta... No! Ah! Jazz doesn't like that I'm shouting. Oh, man. It got hard. It got harder. I want to be the gal. I like the gal's powers. Strange how every time you forget for just a moment, you think you're really dying. We have a driveway that's like on the side of our house, kind of in an alley that's like a street. When we say alley, I think people think of like city alleys, but it's an alley in a small town is just a road that's not super good paved. Like, it was paved like 20 years ago, and now it's a little bit crumbly, and the back of everybody's house kind of spits out onto it, and some people have driveways on it, and some people have the entrance to their like barn or their garage, because very few people have garages as a part of their house around here. And I want to say, I think producer of the show Meg talked about this to me one time. Garages as a part of the house and not as a separate structure wasn't a thing until like at least the 50s. And a lot of the houses around here are like the house I live in was built in 1921. Right? It's quite an old house, and it's like had updates and stuff. Like, it obviously doesn't use what's it called? Tube and bowl. Like there's like an old timey way of doing MP up, regen, luck. Old timey way of doing electricity that had like tubes and pipes and weird stuff. Like, it doesn't have that anymore, right? It used to not even have plumbing. The plumbing is actually quite aftermarket. I think this house didn't have plumbing until like the 40s. So it had been around for quite a while. Like, this house was as old as the house I grew up in is now when it first got plumbing, right? That's kind of a wild thing to think. But, you know, that's the way it was. Chabageeb! Those aren't words, but I said them. Also, every house around here has, just about every house has these giant, why did that happen? Has these giant poles in the backyard because everybody had, clotheslines. And they are for hanging clotheslines. And I just recently actually dug ours out of the yard. Which was honestly a little bit of a pain. Sword! Rain death. Cool. Okay, let's get out of here. Where is it? Ah, there it is. I knew it was up here somewhere. Zah! I could feel my cells screaming. Is that okay? So I'm just excited about, like, it feels good to take care of the space that you make your own. I've been thinking a lot about, like, what makes humans unique, if anything. And I don't know that this is especially unique, but I think there is something meaningful about, or maybe it's a way that we're quote-unquote unique. You know how, like, humans think they're so great and, like, better than every other, this is bad, better than every other species on the planet or whatever? Stop, please. I think we are just like many other species in that we fire in a spray, deal extra damage. Okay. I think that we have call it an evolutionary compulsion, sort of a biological imperative. Call it, there's just something about us that I think is very similar to other creatures that I sanctify you. I think that there is something that makes us feel really at home. What? All right, I'm this guy now. Let's go. Bye. Hello? Did everybody run away? Guys, come back. It's me. I promise. I'm not that much of a horror. Oh, there we are. Yeah, I think there's something to that. You know, that we care for our living space. I'm gonna get through there and get out of there because I'm not doing so great on health. I think that's a really important part of figuring out who we are, of like feeling like we have a meaningful life. And I think that's something that, you know, spoiler alert, here comes Communist Peter. Like, I think that's something that capitalism takes away from us as a requirement of it increasing. And please hear me when I say this. If anyone here is new to the channel and you're like, oh my gosh, he's one of these guys, I don't mean everything should be free, right? I'm not talking about that. This is my life should be free. Doggone. Oh, Star Things Heart. I unlocked a Star Things Heart. I want to be Laser Boy again. I know he was so squishy, but I love Laser Boy. Will you still have a song to sing when the Laser Boy comes and takes your fancy things away? The song is Razor Boy by Steely Dan. Yo, this whips. Let's go. I am become death, destroyer of worlds. Oh, that was a bomb. Bye. What? Stupid. Rate of fire is up. Move speed is up. That's nice for my book. Yeah. So here's what I mean by that. I don't think selling things is bad. I don't think markets are bad. I don't think having an idea and then being able to profit off of monetizing that idea is bad, right? Yes! Let's go! Fire an icy bubble. Or... No. Neither of those are as good. That wasn't even worth it. Now I have to poison myself. It's okay. I'll just come over here and... What do you... Hey, what's up, guys? Bye! Did I go all the way over here? No, that's where I started. I think that the reason I say that capitalism as a system, right? Because capitalism is not I made a thing and I want to sell it and enjoy it and innovate it and enjoy the fruits of my labor. That's not capitalism. That's what humans have been. That's just commerce, right? Capitalism is the logic of, hey, when I come up with a cool idea, I'm gonna fight this guy. When I come up with a cool idea, I doggone it. No. Okay. No! Ah! No! I barely dodged it. Cyan Starchild Eye. My damage is up. I don't know what black eye percentage is. I don't know what that means. When I have an idea and I make a thing and I sell it and I get the fruits of my labor, I must do two things. One, I must own the means of production of that thing as a way of demonstrating that thing's connection to me, right? So there's a sort of one thing I don't like about capitalism is there's a sort of entitlement. I came up with this, therefore it is mine, and I don't like that. That doesn't do me any good, right? And not I came up with it, therefore I should have a say about it, or right? But like ultimately, capitalism is doing something that we really didn't do for a lot of human history, which is insist on insist on the product of something being exclusive to one member of the community. That's not to say that there's no ownership, right? There's a difference between ownership and a sort of like what you are due as a product, right? This tent is mine because I live here. But a capitalist will say, this idea is mine because I came up with it, right? And this is why, part of the reason why many native tribes had so many problems with settlers in the United States was because they were like, well, they're not improving this land. So it's not theirs. They're not doing anything with it. And it's like, well, what does that mean? Right? Like, you're not improving it. They're living there. It's not for improving. It's for living on. right? I think that that's a pretty like Western individualistic capitalist mindset, and that leads to the sort of the second idea of capitalism, which is if you're not advancing and growing and consuming and getting bigger, then you are going backwards. The mandate must always be constant forward movement. That's why, like, what is that? Fire extra bullets, rank 2. Cool. Right, that's why, like, well, companies have a duty to their shareholders to make them money. Why? They've already made so much money. Well, we got to make more. We got to increase profits, right? Dan Olson, a really interesting. This is bad. A really interesting YouTuber that I recently discovered. What is this? No, I don't want that. I don't want unclear. Yay! He, I think, laid out a lot of the problems endemic to capitalism through a conversation about NFTs in a video essay he did called "Line Goes Up," and that's the thing. I see you. The purpose of NFTs. Oh, these guys, the Crystal Council. Yo! There's too many of them. Did I get him? No! Oh, they've turned back into a Megazord. A Megazord of pain and destruction. Get out of here, loser! No one likes you, Crystal Boys. You dirty Crystal Boys. Well, I'm faster, but I shoot slower. We'll go a little bit more. I don't know that there's a way to save. Do a little bit longer. I hate the swamp because of the bubbles. The bubbles are everywhere. Well, I may not. No! I may not need to save and quit if I don't survive. Jiminy Christmas. Anyway, capitalism. If line don't go up, capitalism bad. Oops. And that's not sustainable. Line can't always go up. And I'll even go so far as to say, even if it could, that sounds exhausting, man. Sometimes I don't want line to go up. Sometimes I'm fine. Sometimes I'm doing okay. But I don't know. It's a very complex conversation to talk about how do you run a market and how do you have a species life where you feel at home in a place without falling prey to some of these things that feel like very human. Like, well, what if I just had a little bit more? I don't really need it, but what if I just had a little bit more, right? Like I fall prey to that all the time. So I don't know, but today turned into a bit of a philosophy Friday. How about that? Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on Pete Plays. Bye.
You said, hi, welcome to Pete Plays.
Hi, welcome to the authoritarian takeover of Pete Plays.
What everyone does in the face of attack. Endlessly spin the ship.
Hey, remember when one shark attacked me?
Up from the grave he rose!
Thanks for the coins. Here's my poster.
The name is Ramen Flowbottom.
I hope they remember you, shark.
Orlington.
No, I'm trying to not get hit by these things.
Everything's normal.
Shimbo.
Okay.
Consider this interview concluded.